Self-compassion as a tool to cope with your narcissistic parent. Okay, so hey there, welcome back to the channel, and today we're diving into a concept that might sound a little bit oversimplified or dated. Finding strength through self-compassion when dealing with your narcissistic parent. I get it. Stick with me here because this one's a game changer. So this concept was actually something I became really interested in because honestly, I can be pretty harsh with myself. And most of my life, I've been a lot on pushing myself, striving, and when it came to disappointing or upsetting my mother, it led me to feel a lot of self-blame, sadness, and confusion. But, you know, like I've mentioned in other episodes, it never really all added up because I think I knew deep down there were so many other great, rich relationships in my life. So there was always that whisper of, this can't be all my fault. And, you know, looking back now, I'm like, thank goodness for that whisper. Self-compassion has helped me to turn that whisper, which another way of saying it might be my wise mind from DBT, into an actual inner voice I'm cultivating. So suspend your judgment if you can, if your immediate response to self-compassion is, how can that really help? And just stick with me for a few more minutes. So Dr. Kristin Neff is a main researcher, PhD, and authority on mindful self-compassion. I like to say she's the one that gave self-compassion a cool, hip rebrand and kind of changing the perception of what that word means to us. Because she talks about the fact that there is a very self-protective side to self-compassion, the yawn of self-compassion, she says, which is basically part of being self-compassionate might mean saying no, stop, back up, and protecting ourselves. And both Dr. Kristin Neff and Chris Germer talk about mindful self-compassion as having three parts: self-kindness, mindfulness, and recognizing our shared common humanity. And let's just look at one quick concept that can help you, which is self-kindness. That is where we treat ourselves like we would treat a good friend. And it sounds simple, right? Not really. I mean, see, if I had a good friend going through what I've been going through with my mother, I'd feel a lot of kindness and warmth and sadness for the fact that it's so complicated for her. But when it's me, sometimes I just want to get over it, to be honest. It's kind of ironic, right? I'm doing all that, but that's the first thing I tell myself is get over it. But hey, look, it's a survival instinct to move away from what hurts. And it's also a survival instinct from childhood to kind of make the relationship work with our parents. Even that instinct that people have when they come to therapy about not bad-mouthing their parent, it's based on survival. So if I were to talk to myself like I would treat a good friend, the self-compassion, the self-kindness concept, after an unexpected moment with their mother, what would I tell a friend? I'd say something like, I'm sorry that happened. I know it's painful when you argue because despite your differences, you have a lot of love for her. It's unsettling when there's a disagreement between you, between anyone, but especially with your mother. And I see you, I'm with you, and let me give you a hug. And I'm here for you as a support with whatever you need. You're good and lovable despite the fact that she's upset you, even if that's hard to believe right now. So even as I hear myself say that, it's interesting, right? Because I think part of the reason it's hard to tell myself those words is they weren't words I was ever told, right? A lot of times we were told just to get over things. If we had a narcissistic parent, go back to achieving, go back to tending to them, go back to just kind of being amusing and just being a way to entertain them. So the nurturing ourselves, kind of like the ideal mother we wish we had, that's a really strange concept. And it's why I use the term healing your mom wound a lot, because really that's the greater goal beyond just understanding intellectually what a narcissistic or emotionally immature parent is. It is finding a way to accept reparenting ourselves in a different way, not being abusive towards ourselves, which is the more familiar thing, which is why the self-compassion concept is of so much interest to me. It's a way that I can buy into talking to myself differently. So let's remember, self-compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook. It's about treating yourself with kindness and understanding you'd give a loved one. So next time you're facing off with your narcissistic parent, give yourself a little love. You deserve it. And check out my podcast, Healing Your Mom Wound, for more in-depth on this, because I think this broader concept that we got to today is the heart of actually healing your mom wound. So like and subscribe for more.